Los Lobos and La Bamba on BBC Radio Oxford. See, I told you it was an epic summer tune, that. Right, it's 25 minutes to 4 right now. It's Friday, and that means one thing. It is time to invite our movie critic Van Connor back onto the show to talk about this week's movie releases and find out which ones are worth going to see this weekend. And, of course, you make your own mind up based on what Van Connor tells us about these movies, because he gets to see them before all of us lot. Good evening, well, good afternoon, not quite evening, Van. How are you?
I can't possibly complain, Mr. Ball. I got to see a really, really good movie this week. I won't tell you which, but we will discuss it shortly. So, you know, my weeks are always better when I get good cinematic value for money. But anyway, how's things with you? Things good?
Really good. How are you coping with the heat? I mean, it's a real hot one here today. I don't know where you are, because you're all over the world. So are you back in the UK now?
I'm in the UK, and yes, I'm dying. I mean, I'm wearing this shirt. I mean, you can see this shirt. I mean, come on, you know me. I live and die in horror T-shirts and sci-fi shirts. This is not really my look anymore. Maybe only years ago, but alas, the heat makes us suffer. And do you know what? Speaking of things we're supposed to have grown out of, that does take us to our first movie for this week. So I assume we're going to talk about Lightyear first out of the two. So Lightyear, which is the new movie from Disney Pixar, as you would imagine, and features, imaginatively enough, Buzz Lightyear. It is the Buzz Lightyear solo movie, effectively, except it's not. So, first of all, Buzz Lightyear, no longer Tim Allen. This is Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. So this is Captain America doing Buzz Lightyear, right? We are told at the beginning of the movie, in 1995, a boy named Andy got a toy. That toy was from his favorite movie. This is that movie. This is meant to be the sort of in-universe Pixar live-action movie, but it's Pixar animation to us, obviously, that Andy saw and fell in love with, and then decided my little toy buddy could use a friend. So this is the story of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, who, you know, he's part of a crew in hypersleep on an intergalactic expedition for exploration, and he has woken up to explore a strange new world on which they may be able to settle. It turns out that it's a hostile world, and he breaks the ship in the process, and he blames himself for this. And the only way that he can save this colony of thousands of people who are all relying on him is by basically pioneering and test driving this new hyperspeed engine. Can we say around the nearest sun? It's going to be around the nearest sun, his flight path. Now, if you're a sci-fi fan, that will immediately leap out at you as probably not the wisest thing to do, as any Star Trek fan ever can tell you.
Yeah.
And they do it a lot in Star Trek. I think I've counted 5 in Star Trek times they've done it. So it's all about Buzz Lightyear trying to get this engine to work, and every time he slingshots around the sun, time dilation and quantum relativity rob him of 4 to 5 years of his life. So as they're trying over and over to get this engine to work, Buzz Lightyear is losing more of his life. More of his friends are getting on and moving on with their lives without him. They're getting old. They're having families. And in the meanwhile, they're stuck on this rock with this, hostile plant life that's trying to kill them all. There's a new enemy that seems to call itself Zurg. Stop me if you've heard that before. That seems to be coming for them, of whom they know nothing about, and only Buzz Lightyear and his hyperspeed engine can save them. But it's all dependent on him having the time. We've got a clip for you. This is him on the planet with his squad at the beginning of the movie.
Buzz Lightyear mission log, stardate 3901. After a full year of being marooned, our first hyperspeed test flight is a go.
Who are you talking to?
No one.
You were narrating again.
I was not. Just doing the mission log.
You do know no one ever listens to those.
I know that. Narrating helps me focus.
Ready, Captain Lightyear?
Ready as I'll ever be, Commander Hawthorne.
This is exciting. A new adventure.
I'm gonna grant you 4 minutes to be off planet, but then you come right back to us. To infinity
and beyond.
I'm sorry, but this can't be anything other than an epic movie.
Okay, this is, first of all, my favorite movie of 2022 so far, and I am not even kidding.
Thought so.
This is awesome. I whooped, I cheered, I cried my eyes out twice.
Wow.
Your son is 3 now?
3 and a
4,
half. Yeah, not far.
About 3 and a half. Right. Get used to this movie because you're going to be watching this a lot. When this hits Disney Plus in 90 days' time or whatever it is, every child on this planet, so especially every young boy who's ever wanted to be an astronaut, every young girl who's ever wanted to take over NASA, all of them, they are going to flock to this, deservedly so. It's brilliant. It's like Interstellar for kids, with the actual science of Interstellar explained to children in a way that is more coherent than Interstellar. So, do one Nolan. But I had a great time. We took my friend Sav's son, Freddie, to see this. He's 7, and he just had the best time with this. We sat in Odeon, Leicester Square last weekend, just having an absolute ball with it. It's like an hour and 50 odd minutes, just this out of this world Pixar does Flash Gordon style sci-fi adventure. If you remember the very, very beginning of Toy Story 2, when it's the Tim Allen version of, it's kind of like that blown out as a big movie, but with the added caveat that, and this is where it gets really clever, you have to remember Andy got Buzz in 1995, right? So the movie Lightyear, which we are watching, that toy comes from, has to have been made in 1995. So the movie is chock full of these little references to the technology of the mid-90s. There's a point in which Buzz Lightyear literally takes out his GPS, blows on the circuitry and pops it back in to make it work. And you're like, yes, yes, I know the exact age of the person who wrote that gag. Nice.
What about mini discs?
So much fun. Yeah. Give me a mini disc or something in there. So I was a little bit more. It's more sort of. It's around SNES era. Yeah, it's kind of SNES era tech, but it's their version of a Flash Gordon movie, and it really works. And because they're doing the Flash Gordon thing, it's so lantern-jawed and kind of macho and stupid, and it knows it because you've got the guy who played Captain America doing it. He knows exactly the right balance on which to pitch it, and it works. Like, you never feel like Lightyear is a douchebag, whereas you always thought that Buzz Lightyear was in the Toy Story, you thought that he was a douchebag. You never think that about this one. You actually outright get you can hear it in the trailer when they say as a catchphrase, to infinity and beyond, and it's done as a serious thing. And it makes it so much more profound that you're like, oh wow, this works then as a better gag in retrospect, even though they can't possibly have planned for that. It's brilliant. It is a testament to the heyday of Pixar when they could do no wrong. It reminds you exactly how great they can be as an animation studio, how once upon a time they always were. They've taken a few steps in recent years, but this is an absolute return to form for Pixar for me. So this is, as I say, my favorite of the year.
If anyone wants to watch it, did you say it's out on Disney Plus in 90 days?
No, no. I'm saying it probably will be, but it's in cinemas.
I was going to say
today, and there's no if. There's no if. Whether you want to see it or not, go and see it. Go and see it. Just take everyone you know and go and see Lightyear and have a darn good time doing it. You will literally take off. It is brilliant.
I can't wait to see it. I mean, it sounded great from the trailer, but yeah, you've sold it to me even more so. We've got a couple of minutes to talk about your second release this weekend. What would that be?
That is Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. Written by Casey Brand. I think it might have been a play. I think it's been adapted. Directed for the screen by Sophie Hyde, who gave us Animals a couple of years ago with Holiday Granger and Alia Shawkat from Arrested Development, isn't it? And this one, this instead stars Emma Thompson as a widowed school teacher, sort of elder middle-aged, late 50s, I would say, widowed school teacher who's had kind of a buttoned-down life, a bit of a vanilla life, She married her first boyfriend kind of thing. She never had that adventurous a life with him. And of course, she's on her own now. She wants to live her life. She's still got good years. She wants to enjoy them. So she hires an escort, a male escort, over the course of 3 meetings, whom she meets in a nondescript sort of Premier Inn style hotel room that comes with a little couch. So I don't know what budget hotels they found that actually offer that service. I've darn sure never seen one. But Daryl McCormack McCormick is the sex worker. He's got all of that Rami Malek intensity, all of that Regé Jean Page smolder, and he is the 20-something Irish accented sex worker who sits down over the course of 3 meetings and chats to Emma Thompson about what it is that she wants to get out of this meeting. And we did have a clip.
I was going to say, that's precisely why there isn't a clip of this movie, because if we had played you the clip of the movie, it is just full of beeps.
Yeah, but we bleeped it. It does sound like Morse code, if we're honest.
Yes.
It's so bleepy, it does sound like someone sending us a Morse code message. But it is incredibly charming. It's a really lovely, really moving film. It's one of those films that absolutely just reminds you through and through, like why Emma Thompson is the national treasure that she is. I mean, I remember talking about Love Actually once with Mark Kermode, and his take on it to me was, look, you don't screw over Emma Thompson. That's the rule. That's the takeaway from Love Actually. And, it's the kind of thing that you're reminded of when you watch a movie like this. You're like, yeah, this is just a reminder why we love you, Emma Thompson. Darryl McCormick as well, absolute heartthrob in the making. Just watch, this guy's going to get like his own Bridgerton or something in a year or two. Probably off the back of this.
Wow.
Might be off the back of this. I think he's in the Wheel of Time, apparently. He's in the Wheel of Time, which I think on Amazon Prime, something like that. But yeah, he's going to be an absolute, his Insta must be in the hundreds of thousands already, I'm sure. But this is, as I say, it's a very racy but very touching, very heartfelt film, and you will absolutely laugh yourself silly. If you want an unorthodox date movie, go for this one. If you want a date movie and you're sort of happily married in your older years and you just think, well, I never really do that anymore, go out and definitely see this because it's for you. You know what I mean? It's absolutely tremendous. I honestly can't say enough in the way brilliant things about it. So witty, so pithy. Literally the best thing I think Katie Brand's ever written. Like, hands down. I think easily the best thing. I've never been a biggest supporter. I think she's had hits and misses, but I think this is her strongest work.
Well, that's
and Emma Thompson.
2 positive movies from you today, which is great. It's not often you come on with 2 absolute bangers for us to go and watch over the weekend. So, and this is in cinemas from today as well, right?
Yep, both in cinemas. You know what you could do? You could drop the kids at Lightyear and you pop next door and see Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. But the downside of that is that means you don't get to see Lightyear. And Lightyear, favourite movie of the year so far. Leo Grande, really, really great movie in this year.
What a dilemma to be stuck in. Lovely. Thank you so much for coming to chat to us about those, Van Connor. And we will be back with you next week. Do you know which movies you'll be reviewing for us next Friday?
Oh, well, next week, we've got quite a packed week. I can tell you that next week, we're going to talk about Elvis, sir. Ooh. Tom Hanks in Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. That is next week. And a really interesting new horror movie called The Black Phone is out next week. It's from Scott Derrickson, who made Doctor Strange. It stars Ethan Hawke. So look forward to that. That is something. And in the meanwhile, brace yourself for Lightyear, sir. Like I say, you will get sick of it.
Oh, I'll be watching it, no doubt. Thank you very much, Van. Have a lovely week. Keep cool, and I'll chat to you next week.
Till the next time, good sir.
Thank you, Van.